All right. We got it going. Solid. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, Israel. It's Priest and Officer 500 Nakashawan. This is the Tuesday night Brotherhood class. Of course, we're at ISUPK started on 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, under Commander Junior Hanna. And tonight's class is going to be discussing and talking about the Woman King and the truth about the Dahomey tribe, right? Dahomey or Dahomey tribe. I believe it's Dahomey. I'm going to say Dahomey because I don't want to say Dahomey. It sounds like, hey, yo, that's my homie. I don't like that. So it's a movie out right now. I believe it came out on September. Let me check real fast. From the what you call oh no, we over. It's right there. No, you good, brother. We in here. That's it. Excellent. You know it. So Viola Davis just recently came out with this movie called The Woman King. Okay, Viola Davis is a very prominent actress in the community of that world, and she's good. She's a good actress, right? So The Woman King is about the Dahomey Amazons. All right. Now, a lot of people are going to flood the theaters, especially Black people, are going to flood the theaters to get a glimpse of this movie because this movie promotes girl power, of course, right? You have to ask yourself the question: why would Hollywood, right? Why would Hollywood want to make a film portraying some of the most deadliest, treacherous women of all time? Okay, why would they want to do that? Why would you want to glorify the Dahomey people? Why would you want to do that? If you know their history, give me 1 second. Let me check the brothers on the call in real fast. Where we at right here? If you want to go look at the history of Dahomey Amazons, you're not going to find. Okay. Shalom Christ. Anybody chime in on a conference call? Hey, Masha, what's going on with you, big time? All right, solid. Let me get the microphone and all that stuff ready to go for y'all real quick. So we're talking about. What's good? What you have to say, Masha? Okay, do your thing, brother. Do your thing. Lord Christ. So the Dahomey people, right? These were a bunch of brutal women who were training all day and all night. All right. They went on runs of 10 days, sometimes without food. They would do just whatever the king wanted them to do. Train. We talk about rigorous training, climbing a wall full of thorns, and you name it, they did it, right? The purpose of training these women to do this is because they wanted to raid and put people in slavery. All right, they wanted to gain power this way. So this beautiful movie that you think you're going to go see about the Woman King, the Woman King and the Dahomey Amazons were slave traders. They were slave traders. But guess what? Which slavery? The transatlantic slave trade. They would hunt people in different villages, kill the men and the women, and get the kids and then sold them into slavery. That's what they did. That's what their job was. Okay? They were a part of the Atlantic slave trade. They gave at least, I believe, the number was 440,000 of our people to the white man to put us in slavery. That's the movie that you're going to go see and eat popcorn, right? And for you women out there, you're going to go to a movie theater, eat popcorn, and go, yeah, I'm a woman. We do this every Tuesday, right? This is what the Brotherhood class is about. To teach brothers and sisters that the thing that you're looking at is not always the thing that you think it is.
Right.
For example, you look at us and think that we're terrible, and we're not. You look at this movie and go, that's great, and it isn't. They have whitewashed African history and placed a nigga in the center of it so that way we can go watch it. Ask an African that you work with in the hospital or whatever they do, like ask them if they saw the Woman King and ask them are they familiar with the Dahomey Amazons. See what they say. We tend to jump the gun every time we see a black figure playing an African role, which I'll get to in a second. Cassiel, you got something to say?
You know what? I don't want to get heavy on one.
No,
what you're saying is so heavy because they'll put a nigga, an actual nigga, in a African role as a head,
right?
But then they'll put an African in the role as a black person.
Right. And let me get to that since he brought it up because that's the part that I wanted to get to begin with. What Officer Cassiel just said was they'll put a nigga in the role of an African. And then in most cases now you see an African playing the role of a nigga, right? Here's the difference between the two. And follow me as we go along this journey of understanding, right? 3 black movies I'm gonna name where black people are playing Africans, right? And the movie blows up. It takes off, okay? In most cases, it takes off, right? We go support the movie, but then what they do is if a black man is playing an African, it shines a brighter light on Africa. It makes you want to go to Africa because you think it's like these movies, which I'm about to name. You think it's like, oh, wow, this is great. Because anytime you hire a black man or a woman to do something, we make it great because we just got the flavor to do it. Because if the Africans work like us, why would you even need to hire us? For example, the greatest comedy movie probably of all time is starring 2 black men playing Africans. It's called Coming to America, right? Do they depict the African people as terrible? No, they don't. They are highly praised. Even James Earl Jones is playing the dad. He got the mother. They're not even portrayed in a bad light because you can't portray an African in a bad light, not in this society. Meanwhile, the underlying theme in the movie, Akeem took a brother's woman away from him, got a hand job from her sister 2 days before that. Simi is now dating the sister of the woman that Akeem is about to marry. And at the very end of the movie, right, here's the heavy part. There's 2 things that you should know about the end of the movie. When Akeem goes, do you want me to denounce my throne? We can throw this all away. The black woman goes, nah.
Right.
She was dating the Prince of Soul Glow. Cheated on him because there was never really officially a breakup until the end of the movie when Daryl gets chewed up by the dog and now he's in the sister's room. That was the breakup. They never really broke up. That's the underlying theme in there. An African stole a black man's woman and took her to Africa, and everything is peaches and cream. A heavier part in that movie, the second part that I'm talking about, at the end, Lisa's dad is hitting on Akeem's mother at the end of the movie. You never see them get together though. Why? Why not? Can't portray an African in that way, man. Second thing, if you remember the Do You Remember the Time video, right? Eddie Murphy again, African, right? Painted in the highest of high, like, yeah, I'm good. I'm all this gold, which is where most of you Negroes, you think that Africa is like. It's like gold everywhere. That's why you got unks and they used to have a like porcelain cat, all this crap in your house in the 90s with kente cloth and all this other stupid nonsense. Because you saw Do You Remember the Time and just automatically assume that Africans are draped and dripping in gold when they actually, for the most part, are dripping in dirt and flies.
Right.
And it made Africa look good. Black Panther. Here's the heaviest part about Black Panther. The 2 main characters in the movie are black people, right? The 2 best characters in the movie are black people. The side characters, all African people, except for Angela Bassett, of course, and the guy with the lazy eye, I forget his name, Forrest Whitaker, right? Now, here's the heavy part about what we're saying about not shining a negative light on Africans when black people play them. Here's the heavy part. If y'all remember when Black Panther came out every black person known to man who went to go see that movie dressed in dashikis.
Right.
Every goddamn last one of them. Taking pictures with dashikis doing this garbage. They wore dashikis. I don't know any African that went to the movie theater, not much less in a dashiki, to just go see it.
Right.
Black people in droves went to a movie about a fake country in Africa dressed in a dashiki. Let's turn the tide a little bit. Anytime an African is playing a black person, let's just to show you the contrast between the two, okay? John Boyega, right? African, I think he's Nigerian if I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh my God.
In Star Wars, he plays a punk, dummy, unsure of himself, and has to have a white woman save him at every cost. And he's a goofball, okay? In this movie, The Woman King, he's playing the king. He's playing an African. Now, why would he be playing a dummy? He can't represent his people like that way. He wouldn't dare do it. Okay? Daniel Kaluuya, same thing. In Get Out, he's dating a white woman. He's a bit of a he's kind of just playing the same character. He can get easily tricked and duped. Okay? He's dating a white woman, right? And also at the very end, it's kind of like nothing is solved. Like a whole family was able to kind of like push him around, do whatever they want to do with him. Daniel Kaluuya was also in that new movie Nope. He's playing a black man there too, is he not?
Right.
He's dumb. The sister is bullying him. The sister is loud and doing whatever she wants to do. He doesn't have a plan. He's just kind of walking around all day, sad and mopey. Right? If you fast forward to Black Panther, what the hell is he doing in Black Panther? He's somebody prestigious in there.
Right.
He's somebody of prestige in there. Why is that? They can't shine a negative light on Africa. They will not do that to their own people. Let me give you the last and final example before I read to you about the Dahomey people, and then I'm gonna go to you, Kasiak. I saw your hand up. Issa Rae is an African woman. She is portraying a black woman. If I asked you sisters out there, what does her character do in Insecure? You'll tell me that she has sex she's a whore because she's portraying a black woman. Okay? Now, let's just see in the future when she gets movie roles where she's portraying an African woman, what is she going to do? What is she going to do then? And we all cling to it. I know a lot of sisters that watch Insecure, she don't really live that lifestyle. You're being duped. A Nigerian is playing a black person, and there you go. She's portraying a whore. No different from when an African is portraying to be a black man and then he's gay. Where's that heroic? Where's the hero? The most famous line I've ever heard in a movie, portrayed by a black man and mimicking an African slave, quote unquote, is Kunta Kinte. Black man.
Hey.
Right? African name. Where the hell were the Africans then? Why don't they play those characters? What's that African name, the one that played in the Four Brothers, and then he played 12 Years a Slave? Chadwick Chuchui, Chui Chocho. Why would you give an Academy Award-winning role to an African in 12 Years a Slave? Why not give it to an actual black man who could depict the feeling of it? It's mockery. No different from The Woman King. Viola Davis should feel offended. She's playing the role of a slave trader, and she's the slave. Her ancestors were the ones that those people put on the damn boat, gathered them up, killed them, and then put the babies on the boat. And she's proudly playing a role. I'm a woman. Yeah, you are a stupid woman. You're selling out your own people for an award and for some type of badge of honor. Like, I'm a woman, I'm strong. They have a song by another black person. The theme of the song is by Beyonce, who, of course, put Africa on the map when she made that dumb, stupid bongo album. Her and Jay-Z, a bunch of stupid marks. They said, oh, it had African people dancing in the back. dressing like them, and that tight dress that the African women wear that they can't dance in. They all walk like this. That tight look like Christmas wrap. She dressed up like that, playing them, and that shines the light on them. Why wouldn't you want to shine the light on us? Why wouldn't you want to shine the light on us? We are the greatest people in the history of this world, and yet you want to belittle yourself to play the role of a slave trader for what? Why would you degrade yourself like that? They're not degrading themselves, but we are. Cassial, you have something to bring out?
So like that one, you touched on some of the things I even was going to bring out, so there's no need to, but it's so heavy, the psychology behind what you're bringing out, and the fact that they know who we are.
They know.
It's so mind-boggling. It makes you sick to your stomach to know they know, but we're so ignorant to the fact of how they portray us, because as you said, every role for them, they have to look a certain type of way. But go back to when they went to the movies to see the Black Panther. Africans don't wear stuff to show you they're Africans.
No.
Niggas wear stuff to show you that they're African.
Exactly.
Africans just go and wear regular clothes. No African went to the movie, if they went, with dashikis on.
No.
But niggas did.
But man, Black people went to the movie, to the show. I remember in 2016, when that movie came out, Black people at the theater like this. Right. For a country that doesn't even exist. It's made up. It's fictitious. Go ahead, Cassius.
And then Salaka, I want, even in like when you brought up Note, he's playing the dumb, weak brother.
Right.
The sister's playing the masculine because she's gay.
Right.
She's beating up on him.
Right.
So when you look at them, it's the dumb man, let's emasculate him.
Right.
And then there's the woman, let's make her masculine.
Right. The father dies early in the movie. He gets hit in the eye with a damn nickel.
And they're Black.
I mean, Jesus Christ, man. There's a plantation on the back of the nickel. He got hit in the eye with it. Come on, man. Like you have to start at least because it's not what we're talking about is not superstition. This is not one of these arguments that people who smoke weed make, talking about the earth is flat and can you drown Aquaman? None of that. None of that goofy, spooky conspiracy theory, chips in the hand, 5G towers are giving people cancer, whatever you people said at the time. This is not that. This is a agenda put into a message and given to you on a silver platter. Right. It's how we got into slavery in the first place. Like, hey, listen, y'all going on a cruise. Yeah. That's how our oppressors would do it. How else can you trick a people? How can you do it? How did the oppressor trick the Native Americans? He makes you think that y'all cool. And then once he gains your trust and your respect, he'll eventually do what a snake will do and turn on you and bite you, which is what Hollywood is doing to us. And it would be unbrotherly of us to not tell you. This is why we do brotherhood class. This ain't just for men. Because you hear the word brother in there. I'm a brother to that brother. I'm a brother to that sister. You understand? So that's why we do the class. So let me read a little bit about the Dahomey people. So that way we're very square. Any questions on the phone, on the conference call, go ahead and do your thing. Just say Salakia. Okay, so the Dahomey Amazons, right? The kingdom would capture people and sell them in the Atlantic slave trade in exchange for goods like rifles, tobacco, and alcohol. And the kingdom of Dahomey kept some captives to enslave within the territory. Okay? That's for all you people that talking about the Igbos and all this other stuff. Black people are scattered all over the place, right? But it does not mean that they are not Israelites because they're in that land. Because if I'm a black man born in Asia, am I an Asian or am I an Israelite? Which one would I be? Numbers 118 talks specifically about that. You are the seed of your father. So what the hell does it matter where you are born if the seed is what matters? So there are Israelites in Asia, the Israelites in Europe, the Israelites in the continent of Africa. They would just have to find their father and their grandfather to link it that way. Because if you go on what's that DNA site where they swab your mouth and they try to give you your history, your lineage? What's it called?
So I got one I can't think of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like DNA dot, whatever that DNA site is, right? You go get a little swab, they put it inside of a machine, and then you have 32 different nationalities. Every black person nationality be like 86% Nigerian, then you're Italian, you're Mexican, come on, man. How is that even possible? Another one of those tricky ways to get you off of your game, to get you further and further away from the truth. Go ahead, Cassia.
It's like that one. What you bring out is heavy because every time someone says that I'm 9% this, 15% this, 13% that,
Right.
when we know the scripture says you're the seed of your father.
Right.
So your father isn't the seed of many seeds.
Right. The seed, right.
He's one seed.
Right.
An apple is an apple, not an apple, orange, and a banana.
Right.
So it's pure lies, 100% lies.
Of course it is. That's listen. If I was trying to separate a people, the first way you separate them is separate the way they think. All right, is what slavery is. Slavery is not only a physical and a spiritual thing; it's also mental. I'm going to treat these people better and treat these people outside worse. And then there's a division because the house nigga thinks that he's better than the field slave. And the field slave is hating on the house guy because he's in the house. Here's the heavy part. You're still both slaves.
Right.
Period. Whether you a black person with money in the society or you a black person without money in the society, you're still slaves. It doesn't matter. That's the point. We oftentimes in this society talk about crabs in the barrel. I always say this because it's true. We talk about crabs in the barrel, how you can't get out of the ghetto because we keep pulling each other down. How about this? Instead of complaining about the crab in the barrel, blame the cat that put you in the barrel. Shouldn't that be the one who's responsible for all of us being in this barrel, i.e. slave ship, cargo, us fighting each other in this tight space that we call the ghetto, this new home inside of the bottom of a barrel, the hood, this is where we fighting at. We blaming each other instead of blaming the person who captured us. The person who went out to sea, threw a line in the water, fished us with whatever stupid bait we chose to bite onto, pick us up and throw all of us in a little barrel. That's the psychology. And that's what we're trying to depict tonight. We're going to show you through a film that you're being baited again. You're being baited. Ask yourself this question. If you were Viola Davis, would you have taken the role if you knew from the beginning the history of those people? As a black person, would you have taken the role? Go ahead, Casio.
Salakia, you just brought up a point so heavy because if you were to ask a fake Jew, would they play a Nazi?
Come on. Casio just said something heavy. He said, for those who couldn't hear him, he said, in comparison to what I just asked about, if a black person, if you knew the history of this tribe, these people, would you play the role? He said, that'd be like a Jewish man, the Jewish man, right? Would he play the role of a Nazi? Would he? Hell no, he won't play the role of a Nazi. He wouldn't. They still have a beef till this day.
Right.
Should we not still have a beef with them?
Right.
Because Lord has a beef with all of them. And in the ISUPK and the Command Junior Honda, we have a legit gripe with the people who stole our identity. We have a gripe with the oppressor who came with the ship. And we definitely have a gripe with the cat that sold us out to the white man. I said, let me get that cup back there with the, it's right there.
Come on,
the water, bro. But we're going to get into a few precepts real fast. Let me break down this real fast. We said all that to say Africans and black people are not the same. That's the point that we're trying to make tonight. Viola Davis is nothing like the rest of them Africans that are in that movie. First of all, here's a big difference between us and Africans. We don't even smell the same. You ever get into a cab? You ever get into an Uber with a Hamite? We're not them. We don't even smell the same. Okay? Big fundamental difference. And I'll show you how we're not the same. For those of you who are at home, you want to get yourself a Zondervan Bible dictionary. Okay. In this Bible dictionary, it has everybody that was in the Bible, the breakdowns of where they come from, things like this, right? So let me go. This is on page 213. Okay. This is 213 in the Zonda Bible dictionary, right? When we break it down, how we're not Africans, you have to start with definitions of things and go to the origin of it, right? Biblically, in the Bible, Africans are known as Hamites. Okay, there's a difference between us and Ham. Wow, there's a fundamental difference between us and them. So I'm going to read Ham in the Bible dictionary, Zondervan Bible Dictionary, page 213. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. Okay, I'll read it again. He became the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negroes. Okay, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. So, with that being said, there is a clear difference between us, black people, you Negroes, and Israelites, between us and Africans. Your Ethiopians, your Canaanites, all of them, your Nigerians, there is a difference between us and them. And to show you that there's a difference, let's pull Exodus 11 and 7 real fast, all right?
Oh my God.
Give you guys a little minute to go ahead and get it. Because the Lord knows there's a difference. He put a difference between us for a reason. We don't have nothing to do with you, just like you know you don't have anything to do with us. And for all you black people, to the brothers and the sisters out there, I know at some time in your life, you can name a moment when you met an African and he put you in your place to let you know specifically that you're not him or you're nothing like him. Whether they talk behind your back and you heard it or they said it to your face, because they're arrogant people. They're very arrogant. And I would be too if I hired niggas to make my country look better. I would feel arrogant too. If I hired niggas to portray us in a different light, portray us with flavor and style, okay, I would definitely feel arrogant. Because if you go to Africa, you'll hear a lot of people say this. First of all, there are over like 52 countries in the continent itself, okay? When you talk about you're African, I have to ask you a question, black man. Where are you from in Africa? Are you from the place where the Dahomey people are from, where they slaughter children and put them into slavery? Or are you a part of the other 50 countries that believe in genital mutilation? Which part? I'm trying to figure out which part you're from. Or the part where they take a wooden rod as a nice little dance and put it into another man's behind. Which part are you from? The bone in the lip, the plate in the nose, which part? Or you just want to go Egypt, where you see what the Lord did to Egypt. So congratulations. Good luck with that. Kasia?
Or the part where you take a shower in camel piss.
Yeah. Or are you from the part where they take showers in camel piss? Which part are you from exactly? Hamites are not black people. They're not Israelites. Okay. Somebody got a question online? I heard somebody say this, Logan. Hey, Shalom Lord Christ, Trooper Mama. So how you doing, brother? You too wild? All right, solid. Kasia, you got 11 and 7 for me?
Come on, sir.
All right, go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Listen, man, anything. If a dog move his damn tongue against, nothing can come against Israel, man. Nothing. Because we are the chosen people. We are the Lord's people. We are the Lord's people for a reason. You should feel as arrogant as a Hamite feels when he sees his people, or when he's looking down upon somebody else. Because we are chosen by the Lord to be his people. That's a different type of title. The reason why you don't feel like that is because you ain't never seen it in the movie.
Right.
You ain't never seen it in the movie. Well, guess what? The ISUPK on the Commander in Hunter has the longest lasting episodic television show of all time, telling black people that they are the true children of the Lord.
Right.
That's ongoing. It's like a marathon that won't stop, but yet you don't want to subscribe or come pay to see this. But you'll go watch The Woman King. You'll watch you portray a slave trader and a slave catcher and feel proud because Beyonce did the soundtrack. The song for the soundtrack is called You Can't Take My Power. Ridiculous, right? There's an African somewhere, Hamite somewhere going, yeah, that's right. Y'all go ahead and portray us. You can't take their power. You can't do it. Keep going.
Count God. Against man or beast.
Against man or beast, go ahead.
Count God. That ye may know how the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Let me go back to Ham real fast. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, okay? But not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Can you read 11-7 again? Because I used the word Egyptian for a very specific reason.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Ham, he became the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negroes. The Egyptian, I ain't even got to go through all of this. I ain't got to go through all of that. And for those of you that are going to say, there are more countries in there, what about Nigeria? You fall under Ham. You fall under him. It's the seed that keeps going down the line. But that seed has nothing to do with us at all in the slightest. The Lord put a difference between us for a reason. A clear distinction between who is chosen and who is not chosen. Okay? And you can tell because if we talk about Deuteronomy 28 and 68, clear indication of someone selling us into slavery again, which is how we got over here. And if you don't believe that, Kasiyah, if you could, get that video ready. What if we told you, since you don't want to believe us, what if we told you, right? We already told you that the Dahomey people sold us into the Atlantic slave trade, okay? We just read how the Lord put a difference between us. I mentioned to you just a few moments ago about Issa Rae, Nigerian, portraying a black woman as a whore, John Boyega portraying a black man as a coward and a wuss. But when they portray their African people, they proud. They become the king of the movie, okay? What if I told you that a Nigerian admitted to selling us into slavery? This Nigerian cat may be possibly between the ages of maybe 35 and let's just say 45, 50, something like that, admitting to the children of Israel that his people sold us into slavery. Would you believe me or not? You probably wouldn't because you love Africa so much. I don't give a damn about Africa, man. I don't care about it at all, which is why we're doing this class. To unrace, right, this brainwashing that you believe that you're African. When that Nigerian person, just like Issa Rae, just told you that her people, she knows too. They all know, which is why the difference is even there in the first place. They know what they did to us. Those countries in there, they know who they were selling. You got it? Come on, contact. Here we go. Pause this real fast. What you're about to see is Commander in Yohana, right? Pressing a Nigerian. And the very thing that you didn't believe, black man, Hispanic man, their enemy man, a Nigerian is admitting to selling us into slavery. Go ahead, bro.
And he made the best he could with it because he robbed you, block. Give me some more. They want to know you. Let me tell you something, man. This is good. You African? From where? From Nigeria. And are you on your knees because you recognize what the Nigerians did to black people? What did they do to black people?
Come on, man.
Give him a hand. For those of you that didn't hear what he said, this Nigerian is on his knees because he said, we sold you black people as slaves.
Right.
This is what he's saying right now. He's recognizing that slavery was part and parcel because and that's what I mean, you Negroes want to be African. Africa, Africa, Africa. Here's a real African. Here's a real life Nigerian right before your eyes. And he said, we sold slavery. I'm on my knees to make penance for it. I'm on my knees to apologize. I'll soon you apologize. He's on his knees to apologize. Black people, you should see this, man. Don't be afraid. Ain't nobody gonna harm you. Come on up here and see this Nigeria. See it for yourself. See it and learn. Learn that you are not an African. That you are God's chosen people. That the Africans sold into slavery in America, man. And this man is admitting it right now today, man. Hey, man, thank you very much for telling us the truth. You brought the truth out before.
That's what I'll be able to tell you for straight from right here. The water, Cassius.
I got about, sir.
What else proof do you need, black man? We are not Africans at all. There is a clear difference between the two. Now you know. Now the question is, what in the hell are you going to do? Will you continue to support and love Africa? Will you go to your slavery, you go to your job, and when you see Umbatu Umbadunte, are you going to be like, hey, brother? Because you know, once we find out who we are, and we start wearing apparel, right? They look at us differently now. They don't really come to us with the arrogance anymore. Now, all of a sudden, your brother. I went to the gas station right before we came in here, right? And there's an East Indian man, which, you know, in the Bible, he's known as the Elamite. The East Indian, every time I go in there, and I'm draped out wearing this Israelite apparel, you know what I mean? Because he knows that I know who he is, now he wants to be friends. Before I even wore my apparel over there, I was hurry up and buy, hey, look, hey, what you doing? You know, no, we don't have that here. We don't sell chicken and all, you know, all the stuff that they poke fun at us about. All right. Now all of a sudden, I walk in there, armbands or whatever. He's like, hey, brother, hey, I see you with hat. I see you in a long time. Shut up, leave me alone, man.
Right.
We ain't brothers at all. And if we are, how about come up behind, take this bulletproof glass down, since we brothers. I got brothers in here. Ain't no bulletproof glass up on this.
Right.
Why would you have it up there? But just no different from an African. When they start to see the things that we wear and the zeal that we have as black men who know what the truth is, now all of a sudden, Obadente, he comes, hey, brother, hey, yeah, I'm a soul brother. Man, get the hell on, man. Your people sold my people, and me and you ain't people, bro.
Right.
It ain't happening. I just got to deal with you because I'm here. When you talk about slavery, we tend to harp on this a lot. And the reason why we're harping on it more so now is because of this movie. And interestingly enough, I haven't even seen the movie. I feel like I would be doing my people a disservice if I go see it. I will feel like a sellout probably if I saw it because I know the history. Now, Cassiad knows the history. Now you, brothers or sisters online with your children, know the history. You should take this class and treat it like how back in the day, where our family members would gather up by the television, right? Just to watch Roots. Remember how painful it was to see our people getting beat the hell out of? Remember that? Remember that feeling? Your mom exposing you to this as a child. It was family time. Roots is a long damn series. It's like 4 out, 3 days. Like they had to break it up in parts to watch slavery, to watch our history. Go ahead, Cassius.
So like that one, what you bring out is so heavy behind the psychology of these movies.
Right.
You look at the brother who got not the brother Salakia, the dog that got the award for playing 12 Years a Slave. Then you go and you look at the brother who played the role for what's the movie where they started accusing him of rape from years ago? The movie where we killed Nat Turner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You go to Nat Turner, before the movie could come out good, they were trying to blackball him.
Yeah.
And that was the nigga.
Right. Because the truth about our oppressor can't never get out. It can't. Didn't the Hamite play Harriet Tubman? A Hamite played Harriet Tubman. And you know, in those movies, they gotta put a good white person in there. Gotta do that. Gotta put that one in there, you know, to be Brad Pitt or somebody. Because he doesn't want to, damage his character, in society. Go ahead, bro.
And so like that one, it's funny, like you said, they got to put the one good white person in there. Mm-hmm. That's why when we see it, there's one, the psychology in your mind makes you automatically think, well, what about the white people that helped the slaves?
Right.
Whenever they try to defend them. Right. So in movies, Audemars, you have said many times, it's television programming.
Yeah. So
they're programming you to believe, to see, to take in the information that they want you to take in, and then it gets rooted in your mind. And the whole time, Africans now are about to be portrayed as wonderful, as powerful. These African women are about to be portrayed as powerful, but guess what? Right. It's also going to make these black women go home and slap their damn man, and look at him like, I'm the woman king.
Right. That's exactly.
I'm the Christian woman king.
Right. You got Beyonce providing soundtrack for the behind whooping black man that you about to get in your own house. She's like, you can't take. First of all, Beyonce has a husband. Let's just get that out the way. But she's making music for single women, which is weird, right? You getting empowered by a song from a woman who's married, and she's making single music for you, and you don't have no man. The song is, you can't take my power. Your man is your power. He's the head. If you get rid of him, what power do you have? Because power implies that you have some type of authority. You got authority over them children. Go ahead, brother.
I just want to go back to the point you was making about, when you see that one white person, right?
Yeah.
So these Christians in the world, you know what I'm saying? That's that one good white person that they know because they didn't get it.
Right, you break it up a little bit, Mashallah. You break it up a little bit. You got to check your service where you at. You kind of breaking it up in and out. Yeah, I got you now.
No, I was saying, going back to what you were saying about that one good white person in the slave movie.
Right.
Because these Christians in this world, they look at their boss or their supervisor as that one good white person because it gave them jobs.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. If y'all didn't hear online, Officer Mashallah, hardcore brother, was just talking about that one white person that everybody talks about. When we talk about white people like this, with a so-called white man, you get a lot of people that go, oh, what about this white person? Man, what about it? Hollywood, music, and television, what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring you back to loving white people, your oppressors. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to entangle the two together now, so that way you don't look at them in a type of way. Because back to my point from earlier, I'm not going to be too long-winded. When we sat around and we watched Roots and Queen, right, which is the break off of it, we felt a certain type of pain, right? I remember the pain very well. Seeing our people get beat, Kunta Kinte gets his foot cut off. They showing all of this. They show the axe in the foot separate on TV, right? There was a feeling in that living room that we all felt, and we all had a common enemy at that time. So anytime we saw an oppressor, you were always on high alert. You would look at them in a different way. Guess what? They don't even play Roots no more. I haven't seen it since I was a damn kid. I haven't seen it. Has it been airing? It used to air on UPN or whatever network it was back then.
Right.
They used to air it every year. It was like it was an annual thing. It would come out like that movie, A Christmas Story. They play A Christmas Story every year. and they play a marathon of it on like TNT, right? They used to play Roots in that same way. I wonder why they stopped playing it. I wonder why. I wonder why now when I turn on my television, there are gay black men all over the place. Strong black women all over the place, right? You got the Woman King. Where is that television show to remind us of the pain that we feel? Of watching our ancestors go through pretty much the same thing we're going through right now. Being oppressed, gentrifying your community, shooting you dead in the street for no apparent reason whatsoever. They televise our deaths in the street, no different from me watching Kunta Kinte's foot get cut off in Roots, which is a movie. It's no different. If you don't believe me, look it up. They cut his foot off, they showed it, and they showed the sister wrapping his foot with the bandage after the fact. That's no different from me seeing Eric Garner getting choked out on television. They played it on the news to remind you that you are still a slave. And we're teaching you how to avoid that, how to feel that pain. Take that pain and bring it in here and be free of that oppression. Go ahead, Casio.
It's like that one, the topic is so heavy. When you look at how they portray us in the movies, when you look at, for example, you take Denzel Washington, he didn't get his award until he was a dirty cop, until he was a killer.
Right.
But then the one movie, well, not even the movie, but the show that we had that portrayed us in a light that was positive, of a man that was strong and a woman that was strong. Well, I'm not going to say the man was as strong, but because he was a comedian, and that's the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
That was portrayed in the light of you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can have a full family, you can raise your children. None of them have to be gay. There has not been another show like that ever.
No, because that's goofball now. You know what I mean? This is what America does to us, man. And let me just touch back on that too real fast. The cat that played 12 Years a Slave, I forget his name. I think it's Chadwick with Choo Choo.
Channel 4 or something.
Edel Connect 4, I don't know what his name is, but Chadwick Chachuki, right? He played 12 Years a Slave and got an award for it, right? Here's the funny thing. He played a black man as a bad guy in the movie The Four Brothers. Not a lot of people know that, right?
Right.
Look at this guy. He's playing he's playing a bad man now. Now he's getting an award for playing a slave. Ain't that crazy? Denzel Washington should have gotten an award for Malcolm X, hands down, because he damn near looked like him in the movie. But he gets an award for playing the role that our oppressor views us as, which is a villain, a bad guy, a nobody, a gay man, or whatever it is. We are separate. We're supposed to be separate from them. As a matter of fact, let me get 2 Corinthians 6 and 16. We are to be separate from them. That's the whole point of this class. They're trying to intertwine us yet again. That's how they do it. And that's how they make money off of us. For example, we'll go to music, right? Every white person who has ever made a song, right, the popular ones, right? You notice they always start off rapping. They always start off with rap. Pink, when Pink came out, she was portraying like a black girl. Once she raped black community of money, then now she's doing pop rock. Eminem is the same thing. Vanilla Ice came out rapping, right? Don't know what the hell he is. I'm just trying to illustrate a point. The greatest point is Mark Wahlberg came out rapping. What is it called? The Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Right.
They come out rapping, right? So that way they get you to oh yeah, he's just like us, which is why you think that the guy that's in your clique, the white boy, he's cool. There's always one good one because of people like Marky Mark. Bill Clinton plays a damn saxophone on the Arsenio Hall show in 1992, and everybody goes, "Oh man, he like us. He black." The cat just played a saxophone. Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, that's the same thing they do with the oppressors too. They come out dancing like Justin Timberlake,
Yeah.
Justin Bieber, and stuff like that.
Right.
And they wanna connect them to black culture. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Go ahead.
So like that one, just to piggyback off of Majala, they come out, they call him the blue-eyed soul,
Mm-hmm.
and then they come up with something saying, well, we gonna let him come to the picnic.
Right.
Because we think, oh, because they're black, because they did this. And what this is showing is just how simple we are. I don't give a damn that you play the saxophone.
Right.
Let's talk about who invented it.
Right.
Let's talk about who started the blues.
Right.
Don't give a damn about the person playing it.
Right.
Let's go all the way back to the history of it.
Right.
And you'll find out that it was us.
That's how they exactly. That's how they get us intertwined with them. That's how they do it. They use the things that we create, and here they come. And they want to come on like us. Don't forget about being an Israelite. You know, God loves everybody. Look, I can rap, and then sure enough, you start believing in it. Elvis Presley, same thing. Little Richard was singing like that before Elvis Presley was even thought of. And then when Elvis Presley rapes the black community of funds to make him the success that he came to be and the legend that he came to be, what is he doing now? Rock and roll, some country crap that nobody cared about.
Right.
Miley Cyrus, perfect example. She's the daughter of a country music singer. Guess what music she started out doing? Rap. She was twerking and hanging from a ball, and she was with every rapper, sticking her tongue out, emulating a black woman. And if you're a black woman and you saw her doing that, she's mimicking the worst version of you. Put your phone on mute, everybody. She was mimicking the worst side of you. And you pay for it because you think she's a sister. She's down because she's sticking her goddamn tongue out like a dog, Exodus 11:7. Okay? And you go, hey, she's just like me. I twerk too. I talk with my head like this and point my finger like this. What is she doing now, black woman? What is she doing right now? When she, oh, I got you. When she realized that all she had to do is get famous, is to appease to you and trick you to believing that she's just like you. What is she doing right now? I can tell you what she's doing. She's doing country music. That's what she's doing. All of that thong shaking stuff that she did to dupe you into joining her and believing that she was just like you. She's done away with it. She looks like her dad right now. Okay? That's the game that they're playing on us. And you can't see it because you think that that's a great thing. Oh, they're just like me. Clinton smokes weed, so he a nigga too. No, he's not. No, he's not. Niggas don't make it to the White House.
Right.
And if you don't believe me, look up Barack Obama's history. He's an African too.
Right.
Niggas don't make it to the White House. All right? It ain't gonna happen. Don't think he's an Israelite because his first name is Barack. Because he's not. Somebody has something to say on mine? Go ahead. Yep.
So happy that you should say that because you look at it, Little Richard has been trying to tell everybody that for decades, all the way up to the day he died. Everybody thought he was just being funny or
Right.
he is all, that's just how he is and all that. But all this time, he was right about these white entertainers. You see this? They've been stealing our music, trying to emulate us,
Right.
trying to be like us.
Stealing everything. No, you're good. They steal everything. You stole our heritage, steal your land, your music, your people from wherever they were dwelling at the time.
Right.
They steal everything. And they're doing it right now with the woman king. And God forbid, listen, Queen Elizabeth, which also I wanted to discuss too briefly too, the wicked bitch is dead, man. Salakia.
Right.
God, give the Lord a hand. Jesus
Right.
Christ. Get her up out of here. Get out of here. Her family was a part of the slave trade as well. For those black people that were crying, oh, the queen. Listen, the only queen I acknowledge is Queen Latifah, and I don't even call her that. I say Latifah.
Right.
I acknowledge Latifah. Okay, I don't give a damn about that woman that died over there. Bye. Her people had a hand in the slave trade, and for that reason, she's dead to me as well. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
One word that devil, he was arrested at least 3 times. Once for 2 racist attacks. One against so-called Jews, not a white man, and for another time, beat up some rebels and whatnot.
Yeah.
And call them the N-word.
exactly. Your Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch called the band the N-word. And don't forget about Justin Bieber, who made a goddamn song about it. Look it up on YouTube if you don't believe me. And that goes for the Justin Bieber types and the Justin Timberlake types, where you black women fall in love with their blue eyeballs, and you think because they dance like Usher that they somebody important, and they're not.
Right.
Justin Bieber is trash, and so is Justin Timberlake.
Right.
Okay? Stop getting fooled by dance moves.
Right.
Justin Bieber was singing a song called One Less Lonely Nigger. If you don't believe me, look it up for yourself.
Right.
Why do you think he's gone from music? Because you can't have a song come out called One Less Lonely Nigger and then start dancing for your crowd who are potentially and possibly all niggers. Because a black man with a backbone will throw a goddamn soda can at him. A great flavor too, just to add insult to injury. All right? We're supposed to be separate from them. Period. Let them go head back to the cave or wherever they come from. Be separate from them. I'm not saying to go to your job like, get out of here, you white devil. No, because the scripture said, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You got to move in a certain type of way in this world. You understand? Understand that you are a slave first. And then go, okay, I see how he's trying to play me in the system. I see him trying to put me against my own brother. I see how he's trying to put me against my woman. Or if you women out there, you should look at the oppressor and go, I see how he's trying to play me against my husband. I can see how he's trying to do that. He's trying to cause division in the house by getting you to join him. Because once you join his mentality, the way he thinks, there's no unity for us. How? Historically, he's been proven to divide us. It ain't us. It's not us. The scripture said, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. That's Zephaniah 2:1. And we're supposed to gather ourselves together. You got 2 Corinthians for me on?
Come on, sir.
Go ahead, read it, brother.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 16.
Yeah.
And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols?
What agreement does the temple of God have with these idols? What idols meaning you hold up people like Shaka Zulu. You hold him up as an idol. He's so great. All right? Shaka Zulu and Chadwick Kuchuchu and all these Hamites that you look up to, you hold them up at, what agreement does the temple of God have with these idols? What agreement? Pharaoh and Egypt, a place where we were slaves at. Who the hell you think built the pyramids that you love so much? You love the writings inside of the walls, but you can't respect the people, the bloodline that you come from or the people that built it. You respect the writings of the walls of a man with a dog head and a woman with an eagle head, which is nonsense. It's like Halloween. If you walk around outside right now with a live dead bird head on yours, you would be looked at as ridiculous. Worshiping cats, homosexuality. You like Pharaoh and anything that comes out of that disgusting continent. You love it. You hold it up as an idol. What agreement does the temple of God have with those idols? Keep going.
Come on, God. For ye are the temple of the living God.
You are the temple of the living God. Keep going.
As God has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God.
Listen, I will be their God. That's possessive. If my daughter was in here, I'm like, that's my daughter. The Lord, from the beginning of the Bible to the end of the Bible, is saying, those are my people. Not everybody. These people. Here's the funny part about the word them or they or my, right? The so-called Jewish man who's in Israel right now, they will tell you that they're the Lord's chosen people, right? Here's the funny part. They say that they read the Bible. Are they on street corners trying to pull you in? You see them holding camp on street corners, talking about God loves everybody, come to your heritage? They're not. You see a black man with that little stupid hat on with no brim with them? You see any Arabs with them? How about, do you see any Germans with them? Are they recruiting, trying to build schools? On the premise in the Bible that we need to gather ourselves together? They don't even call themselves Israelites. They call themselves Israelis. Now, you would have to ask the question, why aren't they doing that work? Because they believe the same thing the Europeans believe, and the Asians believe, and the Africans believe. They are a part of a tight-knit nationality where no other people can come into this, which is what the Israelites are supposed to do. We're going to get Israelites to bring them into this truth, and this is exclusive. This ain't for everybody. This ain't for no Israeli. This ain't for no Hamite. This ain't for no Edomite. This is a very specific group that belongs to the Lord. Keep going.
Come on, God. And they shall be my people.
Keep going.
Come on, God. Verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them.
Say what?
Come out from among them.
Go ahead.
And be ye separate.
Be together.
Be ye separate.
Holding hands.
Be ye separate.
Kumbaya.
Be ye separate.
Be ye separate. Keep going.
Saith the Lord. And touch not the unclean thing.
Touch what?
The unclean thing.
The what?
Unclean thing.
They don't even wash. Listen, Israelites have to teach these cats how to wash. They're dirty. Unclean. They stink. Edomites, the so-called white man, has a stench to him.
Right.
All the damn time.
Right.
The Hamites have there's a braid shop right here. And for those of you Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians who have ever been in a place like that, soon as you open the goddamn door, all hell in the smell just hit. It's like a doo-doo bullet just hits you right in the face. The smell that comes out of there, man, my God. They eat with their hands. There's these videos going on online, right? There's some Hamite guy. He's sitting around looking like he's, back home, and he's eating stuff, and he's taking this, whatever this little stupid dough is that they eat. They eat with their hands. He's like this. Patting his belly like a caveman. I seen one TikTok video. Some Hamite woman brought a goddamn head. It was I don't know what, like a
It was
like a pterodactyl head or some type of T-Rex head, and she puts it on a plate, dumps a whole bunch of dookie water on top of it. The Hamite dude's like, he picks the head up and starts to bite the damn thing, and they fighting. That's unclean. They're eating with their hands. I don't know if you ever smelt their food before. It ain't the most inviting smell in the world.
Right.
I used to work around Hamites in a jail. There are no windows here, okay? This one Hamite, he used to make something in that microwave. And I'd rather eat my food cold. I'd rather eat the stew cold because whatever he put in that microwave lit the whole building up. He's like, yo, Adeliki, what is that?
Slaki, his name, sir?
Adelike. A cow tongue, snake head, all this. They eat this stuff. Eating on the floor. Oh yeah. It's unclean. You think that's a clean way of living? Eating a T-Rex head. You think that's cool? All right. If you're in a black household, you grew up in a black household, try eating with your hands. See what happens. See how well that works out. Because your mama knows best. She's like, hey, what you eating with your hands for? What, you a caveman? Have some dignity, some class about yourself. All right? Keep going on that last part.
Come on, God. And I will receive you.
That's what you have to do. You have to be separate, okay, from them. The Bible even tells us not to marry them. We can't give our children unto them. We got to be separate from that. Don't let the woman king and this Queen Elizabeth stuff plant a seed into your mind to think that you're like that, because you're not. You are not like that. You are royal, but yet you're going to go watch a movie. Here's the reason why you're going to see it. One, because you like Viola Davis because she cries all the time, like you. And then two, because it says the woman king. Right. You saw the word woman and king together, and you said, "Damn, that's how I feel." Right. Yeah, I'm the woman king. Just like you feel like on Father's Day that somebody should say Happy Father's Day to you. No different from that. No different from, they used to call Beyonce Queen Bee. Now they call her King Bee. You ain't no king. Men are kings.
Right.
You understand? You're not a king. You're not even a queen. Queen means prostitute.
Right.
Look at Queen Elizabeth. You want to be like that, old and decrepit, ruling with an iron fist, some to believe, putting people in slavery. You want to be like the woman king. You want to be a part of a group of Amazon women who go onto slave raids. Look it up for yourself. Look up Dahomey Amazon slave raids. You want to be like that? Going killing children and ripping the jawbone out of people's face, snapping the whole jaw off. You want to be like that? Or does it just look cool to you? If you want to be African so bad, right? Take a boat to the motherland, which you think is the motherland, which is not. Go back over there, put a bone in your nose, get your genitals mutilated, okay? And sing the theme song to Shaka Zulu. How the thing go? Cause boom, 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 boom. Go ahead, go down there. Go ahead and go. The Lord says, be separate. That's spiritually, mentally. Don't even deal with them like that. Don't go into the Woman King movie theater and go, I'm just like that. No, you're not. You barely work out. Cut it out. Because they were disgusting. Slave raids, slave trades. That's that people. And Queen Elizabeth ain't no different either, because she had a hand in it too. What do you think that the Dahomey people sold the slaves to? Who do you think they sold them to? If it's the transatlantic slave trade, what do you think? Who do you think that they were in agreement with to get us out of there? Just guess. We supposed to be separate. Cassia, you have something to say?
Oh, live, sir.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Let me get 2 Corinthians again, 6 and 16 from the top, just to seal it off.
Come on, God. The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 16. And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols?
Right.
For ye are the temple of the living God.
Right.
As God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people.
My people. Keep going.
Come on, God, verse 17. Wherefore, come out from among them.
Say what?
Come out from among them.
Listen, man, you have to come out of this mentality. Come out of that dashiki, brother. Stop wearing kente cloth. Get rid of that goddamn unk that you're wearing on your neck. Here's the funny thing. I've never seen an African wear unk.
Right.
I ain't never seen it before. Why would they? What the hell is it? What? Because they don't worship it. You're worshiping an idol. You're worshiping that unk. You like it because it reminds you of home. Newsflash, spoiler alert. It wasn't your home.
Right.
We were slaves there, sure, but it's not home. Jerusalem is our home. Pull that precept for me. Jerusalem is the mother of us all. Us. That's home. Go ahead, you got it.
See, and it's so heavy. As you just said, because you look at it, we're trying to, people turn around trying to be Africans. The Africans helped round us up and sold us into slavery.
Right.
And then the British turned around and invaded and conquered the Africans. Right.
Conquered them after the trade was done. Used you to get us out of there, to build up his kingdom, and now he's going to destroy yours. What, you thought y'all was cool? Huh? Y'all thought y'all was friends? Y'all have one thing in common. You're both are traitors. That's the one thing y'all both. That's why there has to be an agreement between y'all two in the first place. You shook hands, did the deal, but y'all the same type of snake. The only difference is that you didn't realize how bad of a snake he was.
Right.
You didn't realize it. I bet you kind of realize it now. I bet. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, white people colonized Africa after that. They dwell in South Africa?
Johannesburg, sir.
Yeah. They gentrified your continent, dummy. How do you gentrify? Come on, man. And you still hate us, and you will still do business with them. Ain't that crazy? That's just a weird thing. You got that scripture?
Come on, sir.
Go ahead and read it, bro.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 26.
Yeah.
But Jerusalem, which is above,
mm-hmm.
is free,
right?
Which is the mother of us all.
The mother of us all. Take that, you Kemet's, and we come from Egypt. Where we come from? What did it say? Jerusalem what?
Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
Right.
Which is the mother of us all.
Which is the mother of us all. You're not from Nigeria. You're not from the Dahomey tribe. You are an Israelite man or woman from the tribe of Judah, Gad, Benjamin. These are your tribes. Simeon, Reuben, Manasseh, Zebulun. These are your tribes.
Right.
Those are your tribes. You're not a part of no Zulu nation.
Right.
Just because you saw Shaka Zulu, now you think you're some part of that. It's funny how you think you are only a part of the things that they televise on TV. Because they show Shaka Zulu being great. Don't they? They show him being great. They show Pharaoh and Egypt being so great. Gold everywhere. Every time you see a goddamn movie with Egypt in it, you go, oh, wow. It's just gold. It's nothing. It's gold up here. Right. These trumpets are gold. It's nothing. The place itself, though, where you dwell, you were a slave there. And you're a slave over here in Babylon right now.
Right.
This is the next kingdom to fall.
Right.
But you have to snap out of that idea that you're actually on the winning team right now. You're not. Because of people like Queen of... Go ahead, brother. You got it.
And once again, Adawan, all them Egyptian pyramids, who raided them?
Right.
And a lot of their artifacts, a lot of that gold is sitting right there, either in England or Britain.
Yeah. You see a tomb of somebody that you don't know, you worship on, and you listen, and you brothers and sisters out there, the ones that worship the crystals and the rocks, I see a lot of that, and that stems from that Egypt stuff, that Kemet community where you believe that God don't exist, but you believe gods, plural, exist. There's a God of the sun, the moon, the stars, the trees. You sit out in the woods all day talking about you can feel the trees. You're one with all that retardation that you're talking about. You don't feel nothing. That's a breeze, stupid. That's just a breeze. You can't feel the grass unless you put your hand on it. The trees don't speak to you. The stars don't speak to you, even though you look up in the sky and you see constellations, because Africans did that. And you go, wow, Leo, I got a moon rising in Saturn, and I got a sun setting in Libra. Believing in astrology. That's African, all that stuff is African customs, man. A bunch of nonsense.
Right.
Here's how ridiculous it is, right? If you go on a date with a sister, right, or anybody that believes in it, right, especially down here, the first thing they ask you about down here is your sign. I felt like I was in the 80s when I first heard that. I'm like, damn, what year is it? 88? Why this woman ask me about my sign? She go, you must be a Virgo, right? So to mess with her, I go, yeah. I knew I don't get along with Virgos. So I'm like, I'm playing, I'm not a Virgo. I go, I'm a Pisces. She goes, yeah, Pisces do that, they switch. I'm like, I'm playing, I'm not a Pisces. She hated 9 of all the 12 zodiacs that I said, which illustrates the point.
Right.
It don't matter what the hell I was going to say. She has a problem with just all of them. If you have asked a sister about those, just ask her this question. Which one is she compatible with? She can never answer that because she has dated all 12 of them, or however many it is, and has an issue and a gripe with all of them. Every last one of them. Mm-hmm. It don't matter, which means that it's baloney. It's garbage.
Right.
You read your horoscope in the paper, oh, wealth will fall into my hands today. What happens when it doesn't?
Right.
If the horoscope said a police officer may arrest you sometime this year, then you can come talk to me. It never mentions anything bad, which means it's baloney. It's to give you hope. Again, taking your mind away from the actual thing that you should be focused on. But instead of that, you as a 30-plus-year-old man or woman are looking up in the sky, focusing on stars that don't say nothing at all. They can't lead you. They can't do nothing, and you believe it. because you know a crystal apparently gets rid of all the negative spirits in your house.
Right.
So you did this. You bought a crystal, right? And it's supposed to get rid of all the negative spirits in your house, right? So there's spirits tiptoeing past the crystal, like, oh, hey, I can't go there. There's a crystal there. Are you insane? This ain't Ghostbusters.
Or sage.
Yeah, or sage. You're burning sage. I gotta get rid of all the negative spirits in here. You the negative spirit in there.
Right.
How come the sage ain't helping you correct your attitude?
Right.
Black man, if you burn sage, oh, come on, man, good night. It's just something weird about it. You just in there, yes, child, I can't, ooh, these negative energy, you can't even see it because it's you. You have to change that mentality. Stop believing everything that our oppressor gives to you as gold. The greatest way to make money in this kingdom in America is to placate on the insecurities of a black woman. That's how the white man and the Asian man and the African man is making money. They're doing it with your movies. They're doing it by telling you that a little crystal can get rid of all the negative spirits in your house. When in actuality, you just make poor vaginal decisions. That's really what it is. But he found a way to market that and put it into a little rock. And you believed it. You got short eyelashes. Now you can just buy them. The nails that actually grow on your fingers, Asia's supplying that for you right now. Those nails damage and break the real ones that you have, which means you have to keep paying to get new ones. You're helping him build the kingdom and destroying ours, using his philosophies to break up a family, kicking a black man out the house, taking his children away from him. He sounds like the Dahomey people to me. That's what they did. They killed the father and the mother and then took the children and put them into slavery with the white man, which now you have adopted and did the same thing. Just you ain't murdering nobody. You killed the black man's manhood and his masculinity. He's going to go off somewhere and be depressed. And then you just now sold your child to him. Because guess who's involved in your life now? Forever. The very person that you went and said, hey, this guy needs to pay child support, sir, your honor. Now he's involved in your life forever. You made a patent with him and a deal with him to mess up your own house. And now to raise your children, to raise your child. You go to him for food stamps, you go to him for help every time, as long as I'm not in the picture. You have adapted his way of living. Go ahead, brother.
It's like I want to go back to something I just thought about. The depiction of us, once again, when it comes to anything that we do. There is one woman that everyone jumped on a bandwagon and thought, oh, she's this, she's that, she's this. And she fed off of it. And she knew she wasn't us. And that person that I'm talking about right now, they're sort of putting her under scrutiny, but they're not. But every picture they show of her is a picture of her looking her best. And the person that she was with in this little ordeal looks like a hooligan. And who am I talking about? Aries Spears and the African Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, yeah.
Tiffany Haddish, in every photo when they show the both of them together, they got to make sure that she's looking to the nines because they know who she is.
Right.
Aries Spears, of course, he already looks rough, but they're making sure that he's the show.
Right.
But with that African, which they know that's what she is, the one who's claiming to be Jewish.
Right. They're doing, that's a good point. Cassial was just saying, he mentioned the Aries Spears Tiffany Haddish situation, same thing. Why isn't Tiffany Haddish getting most of this heat? She's in the video too. Aries Spears, on the other hand, he's going to get the brunt of it. Why? Because he's black. Tiffany Haddish is not black. She's Hamite, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
She's a Hamite. She's African. Look up her. Look who her father is. She ain't getting it. She's going to get booked for more shows for this. And just to bring this conversation full circle, right? When she first came out, she's an African, right? Who is she mimicking? She's mimicking you, black woman. The same way, no different from a white artist like Pink and Miley Cyrus. They acting all ratchet and ghetto. The thing that you like to do, they're using it to mock you and make money off of that. You stick your tongue out too. You dance and twerk and be on TikTok and you do all of that too. You ain't making no money from it, You have to sell your body on OnlyFans to make money for that thing that you do. All they got to do is sing a song and tell a joke. They ain't taking off nothing. But you are. Ain't that bizarre? Isn't that just weird? Nicki Minaj, same thing. Same thing. She's not a black woman either. I think she's Elam, if I'm not mistaken. Which is East Indian. Same thing like that cat across the street at the, so Elamites are the one them over there. They got that really faded color. They it's like brown, but not really brown, like brown mixed with green and yellow.
Right.
They look like that. You go to a food mart, the Durga, them. That's her lineage right there. And what did she do to get her money? She pretended to be a ratchet black woman. That's what she did. Twerking too, got a fake behind and everything, can't even move it. Because she's not you. Again, but you love her. Can't say nothing bad about her. Interesting how that works out. Get another pre-second. We got to separate from these people. I want y'all to understand something. When we're done with this class, man, okay? Don't go support the Woman King. That's the first thing I want to say. Don't go support that. Right. And if you're going to support it, find out what you're supporting before you decide to go out there and be a coon and get on some type of get on. Put it like this: don't go to the Woman King with a dashiki on. That's what I'm saying. Don't degrade yourself to be like a people who are of a third class, because that's what they are. They're not high society. They're not chosen. They're not above anybody. They are now because of the time that we live in. Yeah, they're eating real good right now off of black people. They're eating really good. And the Asian man is eating good too off of wigs and hair and nails and eyelashes. Eating real good. Our oppressor is eating real good off of butt injections and whatever insecure thing that you have with yourself, he's eating deliciously, as a brother in the school would say. And while they're living the life, you're in a ghetto taking pictures of your food and posting your location for your man to get killed. And you saying that you're living your best life when we are the ones who are dying. That's not living at all. You can't be living if you're dead. You understand? So we're gonna get into the sisters part of this too, because I don't want to leave y'all out. Because sisters, you're the weaker vessel. And that's not a knock on your character. So before you start going, I'm strong, and I'm strong. It's great. Beautiful. But you are the weaker vessel, meaning you are soft. You are feminine. You are not the woman king.
Right.
Don't go into that movie theater with your man thinking that you can beat him up later because you got empowered.
Right.
Empower your behind in that kitchen. That's, you know what real strength is? Real strength is controlling that emotion that you feel coming through your neck like this that makes you want to yell at your man. Just by doing this. It's strong to hold your lips closed. That's real strength. Right. You know that time you feel that burning in your chest, like I'm have it. Here's what strength is. Strength is trying to control that. That's what real strength is. Right. It's a hard thing to do. We know it's hard for y'all to do. Being peaceful is a difficult thing. That movie, when you go to the theaters and watch that movie, you're going to develop this now new sense of arrogance because you've seen a black woman portraying Africans, and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm a woman king too, bullying your man, which you can't do.
Right.
I know it's going to happen. It happens all the time. Beyonce got y'all feeling like that too. That's how I know that this movie is going to transcend that feeling inside of you of, yeah, I'm strong. This movie, if you didn't know, is trying to eliminate femininity. It's trying to eliminate it by portraying these strong, built, brolic women killing people, mainly men. And you're going to have that same Black Widow spider effect. You'll get with a man, but you're going to kill him spiritually after you have sex with him. And he gives you a baby, because that's kind of what this is about. Go ahead, Garcia.
So I kind of want to be heavy. Because what's going to happen also is going to trickle over, and every single female pastor is going to preach on the woman king.
Let me tell you something. Your pastor, Sister Maribel, or whatever her name is, she's going to get up there this Sunday, because the movie just came out on the 9th. She's going to get up there Sunday and go, how many of y'all saw The Woman King? And like a bunch of, fools, y'all go, yeah, I saw it. Mm-hmm. That's the real strength of a woman, you see. We ain't just in the house cooking and cleaning. Yeah, we out there, we fighting too. I'm telling you, if your pastor says that, come into class. Right. If she says it just like I said it, come into class. It's going to happen.
Right.
She's deceiving you to believe that you should be fighting. Real men do not let their woman fight.
Right.
If you love your woman, why would you let her fight for you? What kind of a man are you? If a burglar, I know a lot of times women, y'all hate it, I ain't gonna say just women, but we use the burglar analogy. A burglar comes in your house. Your man is underneath, your man gets the damn covers and goes like this. You go see what it is, I'm gonna stay right here. You look at him like, well, what do I have you for?
Right.
Typically the man goes, baby, I got this. Let me go see what this is about. You get a ball bat from underneath the bed, and you go take care of it, like a man. A coward sends his woman to do it. Baby, go see what that is. Go. I'm scared. He's scared of spiders too. He's scared too. I ain't never seen so many gangster men scared of bumblebees and spiders. I ain't never seen so many men. It's all outside. Men who say they're men, scared of a group of gnats. They scared to walk through gnats. You a man. You're acting like a girl. That's why your woman doesn't really respect you, because she's taking on now your job and hers, and she can't handle it because she's the weaker vessel. She can't handle the burden, which is why she's snapping all the time. Because you won't step up. I ain't gonna say step up. I don't like that. It's like a Christian term. You won't play the part. And she's bossing you around for a reason, because she knows she can. And what you think? That's going to get you respect? Let me tell you something about the woman king and Queen Elizabeth as it pertains to black men. Listen up, black man. You're afraid of your woman because of movies like that, because they're empowering her when the Bible is empowering you. The ISUPK is empowering you, right?
Right.
Right now, there's a brother somewhere that hears this class, and he's explaining to his girl, he's probably like, look at this, he got red on. What the hell is that shirt he wearing? He's trying to put me down to make his girl feel better about the barrage of truth that we're giving you. I know it's happening somewhere on that couch or on your phone. You turning your phone down. Let me tell you something. I have never seen a white man, an Arab man, a Korean man, or an African man ever call their girlfriend queen. I ain't never seen it. You know why you do? You call her queen because you're putting her on the pedestal so that way she doesn't kick you out of the house. You're kissing up to her because society empowered her to be over you. With movies like this, songs by Nicki Minaj and Beyonce, and all of the stuff that she sees, and now she feels good. And she's over you in that house. And you call her queen because you're terrified. That's why you suck up to her. You need to be a man. Understand your priority and your position in life. You are the authority. Black man, if we don't lead, if we don't have authority, which is in essence masculinity, it's a masculine trait to have leading because of your authority, you can't even control your house. How the hell are you going to go outside and be a part of an organization and talk about you're leading the people? You ain't even the leader in your own house.
Right.
We're here to empower both the man and the woman and the child. You understand? That's what we're here to do. It ain't just for you, black man. It's for her too. But for every class we teach, and we got classes Monday through Saturday, for every class that we teach, there's going to be more movies coming out like The Woman King. Because let me tell you something, black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man, our oppressor is trying to undo what Commander Junior Hana is doing.
Right.
They're trying to undo it. They're trying to, every time we come out here and do a class, they make another movie to whitewash what we're doing. And every day we're going to keep explaining that you're going to be duped in the future, and we're trying to give you the tools to not be duped. You can't be. Stop flat ironing your hair, putting blonde in your hair, dreadlocks, which are not an Israelite custom, i.e. black person custom. I know that's hard to believe, but it's not. Look up the things that people tell you are good and challenge it. Look those things up.
Right.
And stop looking into a person that you're dating. You investigate a person that you're dating, their history more than actual history. You go on a date with a brother, you sisters, you go on a date, you've investigated everything about this dude. You're Googling his name, seeing what pops up. Am I lying? Running a crime check on him because you work down at the goddamn sheriff's office, typing in his name, see if he got been arrested. And then if you did see he was arrested, you'll ask him about it just to see if he's lying. Ask him what his relationship is with the mother of his children. Get really digging deep into his history. Black man, you do the same thing.
Right.
It ain't nothing different. I'm not just talking about her again. I'm talking about everybody. You dig deep into the point. Hey, how many people you sleep with? What you should do. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it. But if you're going to dig into people's history like that, keep that same energy and dig into their history too.
Right.
Dig into everything that you see on television. You do it with us. You're doing it right now. You're looking at this on the back. You're looking at the shield on the back. You're looking at what's on the table. You're looking at our headpieces. You're digging in. You're delving in head first to see what you can talk about to make it wrong. Meanwhile, you won't look at the woman king and go, let me look that up before I go support her with money.
Right.
You'll chastise everything in this room right now, in this classroom right now, and won't drop a dime in here. Meanwhile, everything in this classroom is about you.
Right.
Every book that you've been given, history book, you never chastise those. But when we out in the corner doing the Lord's work, here's what you'll chastise right here. You'll chastise that. Right. Who wrote the book? Oh, man wrote it. Man wrote your textbooks and lied in those. They told you Thanksgiving was a feast in the book that you hold up to be very dear to you. It's history in here that says otherwise. But you don't chastise that because this is just too uncomfortable for you. I'm challenging y'all now. Because now that you know about the Dahomey people and you know about Idris Elba and all these other people that portray you in the worst type of light, a Nigerian just admitted to selling us into slavery. So now you can go off and ask your friend that looks like Issa Rae, is it true? Okay. The comedian Godfrey also admitted it on Vlad TV. He's Nigerian. He knows there's a difference. Now that you know, keep that same energy when you want to go digging into somebody's back history. Keep that same energy. Every time you see a white man, just go ahead and act, because everything ain't for face value. You digging into us? Go ahead and dig into him too. Go ahead, Cassidy.
So like what you've been saying all night has been extremely heavy. Even when you bring out that with the history, with us, we can see the history of the white man, right, and know what he has done to us,
right, and
still deal with him,
right.
But you know the history of us because you know who you are,
right,
and then you hate you,
right.
You hate you after knowing. Now going to what you said about Godfrey. Godfrey knows who he is, right, told us who he was, right, and we still let him say the N-word. We still let him say nigga. Right. We still let him be who he is, and he knows it.
And he knows it, right? It's amazing. It's amazing. But that's a challenge. We're challenging you. So sisters, again, because you're more easy to be manipulated, don't go into this movie and have your mentality change towards your man because you saw a bunch of brolic chicks killing men. You understand? You're not supposed to be you're not supposed to be on the battlefield at all. it's disrespectful to do that to you. Why? You're soft. You're tender. The tender woman among you. You understand? Go ahead, bro.
So like that one. Once again, something else I thought about with what you're saying. When it comes to checking the history, we want to turn away from the Bible, but in the scriptures it says to study to show yourself a workman approved unto God.
Right.
That means you have to study. That means you have to go deep into that history.
Right.
So when you take a woman, let's just say she thinks her man is cheating. Black men don't cheat, but she thinks her man is cheating. She becomes a detective, and she goes into the history of his phone, who he's talked to, what he said, how he says it, when he said it. She breaks down all the way down to powder.
Yeah.
But if you tell her to look into the woman king, she's not going to do it because she's going to stop right there where she wants. Right. But then when you go into the scripture even further, it's letting you know that you're ever learning, but never coming into the knowledge of the truth.
Exactly. You're not gonna want to come into it. That's the thing. Like, you gotta dissect everything, man. Dissect it. Why not? Are you afraid to? That's the only time that it'll be like when you out there living a lifestyle, you're having sex with all these people who do that, live that type of lifestyle, they're scared to go to the clinic. They don't want to hear the truth.
Right.
Hell, I even go one further, and I'll make it simpler. Half of the time, people who even have COVID don't want to take the test to believe that they got it.
Right.
Oh, no, I just got a little cough.
Right.
No, your lips are blue, you're shaking. Why don't you just put the thing in your nose? It's very simple. You don't want to know the truth. That's the problem. You're better off living in the lie, because the truth is a very bitter pill to swallow, man. It is. We know, we get it. The truth is what brought us here. We didn't want to hear in the world that we couldn't eat crab and lobster. But when you're a Christian, you'll make excuses for it. If you pray over it, this and this and that, you'll try to find reasons to be disgusting still. That's why your choir director is still there. You're not trying to change. You're trying to be comfortable in filth. That's all you're trying to do. You took a hammock and you put a pillow in there. Meanwhile, it's soaked in dung. Then you cool with that, because you're just comfortable. The truth is laying on the damn floor, realizing that this hammock ain't the bed. I don't want to lay in something with filth in it. I'd rather just lay on the harsh ground, so that way I can figure out how to make a bed and make this thing better for myself. Get out of this condition in the first place. Why the hell am I in the hammock? That's the point. But I want to give something. Give me Proverbs 16 and 18. Brothers and the sisters, you're going out to this movie theater, brothers, make sure, listen, run your house, man. Believe me, it's the greatest thing you can do. Make sure that this spirit does not take over your woman, because it will. Look at what songs are making her do. Look at the songs. Nelly made a song and had women taking off their goddamn clothes in the club. Okay? Every time Cash Money Records taking over for the night, all the women in there, every last one of them, they do just off of a song. Bands will make her dance, all this stuff. That's just the music that's making her do that. What the hell do you think? A song is only, what, 3 minutes?
Right.
This movie's an hour and 45 minutes.
Ooh.
What do you think it's going to do to her for an hour and 45 minutes? What do you think it's going to do? Just out of curiosity. Bands That Make Her Dance is 2 minutes and 38 seconds. This movie's an hour and 45. She's dancing because somebody has a band to the music, right? But this movie is a longer period of time. What do you think she's going to do? And this is not the first movie. This is one of many that she watches, no different from The Notebook. Your girl watched The Notebook and thought she's supposed to be a romantic white man in the rain kissing her outside. That's what she thought. There's a few other movies that can sway your lady. Titanic is one of them. White woman stuck on a goddamn shelf or looking like a damn dresser that can clearly fit two.
Right.
And
right.
Let her man die in the cold water, right? Instead of just pulling him and saying, hey, listen, there's room here. Well, let's try to find another one. There's so much damn furniture out here. They could have found the whole couch floor and been cool. Nope. Nope. Dead. And you think now that your man is supposed to do that too. When in actuality, he's supposed to be finding something else. So that way y'all can live. Girlfriends, living single, you name it. Insecure. Movies, shows, swaying you to believe something that you're not. It's called living single. It's called living single, which is what you're doing right now. And it's cool for you because it was on a show. And they seem happy, and I'm happy, knowing damn well you bored and alone. Wine don't warm you up like the way a man would warm you up, sister. You know it.
Right.
You know it. But don't go into this movie thinking like this. Read that precept for me. This is what you shouldn't do, all right?
Come on, the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goes before destruction.
That pride that you're gonna sit in that movie theater and be like, yeah, I'm an independent woman and I don't need no man. That pride, yeah, heck yeah. Or for you men who suffer from a little bit of a weak mental capacity, your pride is gonna be like this. Yeah, that's my woman, that's my queen. Yeah, behind every good man, there's a woman that fights. And she's sitting on top of your back. She's holding up a shelf and she's holding a damn refrigerator and an ice cooler. She's fighting. She's fighting with me on the battlefield. She's my partner in crime. That's prideful to think like that. Yeah, that's my woman. We'll fight. We got two swords. Give me a break. That's pride, but it's going to come before that destruction. And we all know what that destruction is. Divorce. Okay. STD somewhere in that house because she don't really need you. She's gonna have sex with another brother who's an actual warrior, not a worrier, and you're gonna be at the house worrying. You come home, you smell her clothes, she smells like jupe or some cologne that that you're familiar with. You don't even wear jupe. And the same thing goes for you brothers. The same thing, you sisters, you looking at them, yeah. What he gonna do? He gonna go out because since he put you on high, he don't got no authority, so it's easy to dupe him. He gonna be banging a boy somewhere because he's prideful. No problem. This is not bad at all. He gonna have doo-doo stains on the front and the back of his underwear. Stop it. Because of that. I'm proud. Nothing's wrong. Go ahead. Keep going.
Come on, God. And in haughty spirit before a fall.
And a haughty spirit before a fall. Just out of coincidence. Does anybody know what haughty means? Just look up haughty behavior. Let's look up haughty behavior, right? So the scripture says, pride goeth before destruction, and in haughty spirit before a fall. Costa, you got haughty?
Come on, sir.
Haughty behavior?
Haughty behavior. Mm-hmm. Someone who is haughty is arrogant and full of pride.
Wait, hold on here. Someone who is arrogant and full of pride. Proverbs 16 and 18, pride goes before destruction. A haughty person is what? The behavior is what?
Salaki, sir?
The haughty behavior is what?
Someone who is haughty is arrogant and full of pride.
Arrogant and full of pride. Woo! Arrogant. Yeah, I'm independent. I don't need no man. Here's the husband. Yeah, she's a fighter. Yeah, we'll be fighting it. Pride, arrogant. Like, yeah. You know who else is arrogant? The African is arrogant. That African is very arrogant. Very arrogant. You know who's arrogant? With a haughty behavior? The white man is arrogant. Very arrogant. And so is the Asian man or anybody else that uses you to build their kingdom via money, clothes, music, and or television programming. And did you know that if you follow it and you don't dissect it, you get the same type of spirit on you. The same one. Because you follow it. You look at it as an idol. You worship these things. You sisters don't give Koreans that big of, well, not ever really. I've seen a couple of fights in there when they in there breaking your damn nails and subjecting you to the fumes in there. Before COVID, they didn't give y'all masks when you went in there. They didn't give you one. You're not in there chastising them about it. Those fumes in there are dangerous, which is why they're wearing a mask, dummy. They're protecting themselves and they don't care about you, yet you're building up their community, you're building up their kingdom with your hard-earned money into slavery. Congratulations. Instead of dissecting it and it's going, why don't they give us masks? I wonder why. What's this fuming that's making my head hurt? Pain is beauty. You'll sit there all day, migraine, eyeball turning red. You won't question that. You won't question that at all. If your man doesn't answer a text, you're all over him. He could have got hit by a car. He could be in jail. That's what I'm talking about here. That arrogance, the nerve. You bring it towards your people. Read that behavior again from the top, Kasiya, the behavior.
Come on, concert. Haughty behavior. Someone who is haughty is arrogant and full of pride. When you're haughty, you have a big attitude and act like you're better than other people.
Go ahead.
A haughty person acts superior and looks down on others.
Oh, man. Oh.
Haughty people are disdainful, overbearing, prideful, swaggering, and obnoxious.
Oh, man. I wonder, Jesus Christ. You know, it sounds familiar to me. It sounds familiar to me. Don't go into this movie and develop that haughty spirit. Please don't do it. Because the whole theme of this class is to teach you, for one, who your enemy really is, what they're actually doing, and how to avoid it. How to avoid it. Because if you don't avoid it, you're going to develop that haughty spirit. Proverbs 16 and 18 says, pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Before the fall. So you walking around beating your chest because the woman came, and you feel like that. So you start looking down upon your man. That's what haughty behavior is. Officer Kasiya just read it. And you're going to beat your chest and beat him down to powder because of a movie about a slave trader that you refuse to go and look and research and dissect yourself. You have now carried that spirit of that movie onto you and is killing what's in your house. All because of a movie. Go ahead, Kasiya.
You know why? The topic is so heavy because it's really allowing us to see the science behind how they're doing what they do on purpose. Right. For example, they're going to use Viola Davis.
Right.
She is the quote unquote hot black actress of the time. Black women are looking at her and they're championing her, and they're going to see her. So the movie people, when they say we're going to make this movie, they knew the demographic that they were going to target.
Yeah. And
that was going to be Black women.
Right.
They were going to be Black women from the age of, they could be as young as 15 on up to 60 years old, because they knew that the parents, the mom's going to take her daughter to go see that movie.
Right. So
they know the money that's going to come from making that movie. Right. So you have to look at the science behind it, even when we go back to the movie Prey. That, of course, was supposed to be for women empowerment, but guess who else it fooled? It also fooled the indigenous people, the Native Indians, right, because they were like, oh, it's us in this movie. Right. But it was also to turn on them as well, to say, well, this woman has the power over you. That's right. So they'll use us for their agenda. But here's the question. What movie has a Black man as the lead, is the ruler, as the power? Right. What movie is that?
Candyman. But again, I'm just playing, but it's like, look at Candyman. Okay. But look at Candyman's backstory. All right. Candyman's backstory in the movie was he was dealing with some white chick. They mobbed him and killed him. Then when the movie is actually, you speed it up to the time that it's in, it's like 92 or whatever it is. He's now tracking this white girl. You know? Go figure, right? Wow, ain't that weird? Right. It's a weird thing, but it's interesting to look at. Again, because when somebody brings something to you, just don't look at it as face value. Really research what you read and research what you watch. So that way you're not just putting our children in front of the screen because you are too lazy to deal with them. Because guess what? When we were younger, we got put onto things that maybe we shouldn't have got put onto. Family time meant we had to watch The Color Purple for some weird reason. Color Purple, what's love got to do with it? Roots, Queen, Shaka Zulu.
Right.
Kids are watching this. Children are sitting down around a television watching Angela Bassett get beat the hell up. Who the hell is this movie for? It ain't really for kids. I know that for sure. And Color Purple ain't either, which is why that heavy influence, if you ask a woman what is her favorite book or movie, she's going to say The Color Purple. You know why? Because it's painful. We are attracted to it, but for all the wrong reasons. All the wrong reasons. We look at movies and attach ourselves to it without going, where am I in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go watch The Woman King, let us know, ISUPK Atlanta on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Let us know if they portrayed the Dahomey tribe as slave traders in the movie. Let us know. Let us know, and tag us in it too, especially on TikTok. Tag us in it and let us know that they actually did portray them as slave raiders and kidnapping children and sending them into slavery, the Atlantic slave trade to be exact. Or will they avoid it altogether? Which one do you think they're going to do? I wonder. Will they portray the slave raids? Or are they going to go in a whole nother direction and have a white man in there saving people and, you know, the shtick that they usually do? This class tonight this class tonight has been an hour and about 50 minutes. If you can tune in to watch Color Purple, which is 2 hours, this movie, Roots, get your family around this.
Right.
And watch us on a television.
Right.
This is not that difficult to sit through.
Right.
Like a Color Purple or 12 Years a Slave. It's not that hard to sit through this. It's only an hour and 50 minutes at this point. Hour and 53 minutes. You can't spend your time on that. Most of us watch movies that are longer that suck.
Right.
And still stay invested. It's not entertaining. It's not funny. And then you go, man, I lost an hour of my life. I can't get that back. This is an hour and change of your life that's going to change it to where you don't want that old life back. That's the point of this class. Something very interesting to me hit me as I was coming here. And this is the thing, right? If we didn't tell you and show you and prove to you that Africans had a hand in our slavery, would you have gone and researched it yourself? Would you have dissected Adelike's back history of his people selling our people? Or believing a Nigerian man kneeled down before the prophets of the Lord and admitted that his people sold our people and that they know who they were selling? Would you have gone and did that extensive research that all of you crime majors and people who study the mind, psychology majors, you know, you go study hard subjects for years and years and get all these degrees, yet when information is given to you by mouth, this is free. We're not charging, we're not putting you in no debt to get this information. Would you go look for it yourself? I can guarantee you won't, but from now on, every single class that we have from Monday to Saturday, get the kids together because we're telling you the absolute truth. That's the point of these classes that we have. That's the point of our organization. If we live in a captivity, the truth is the only thing that can set you free from it, which is why this shirt says African soul Israelites.
Right.
Because that's the truth. That's going to set you free. Those little shackles are going to set you free because you've seen it for your own eyes. And after you see it, hold it to your chest and wear it. Any questions in the room? Can I see how you're straight?
Like, sir.
Go ahead, bro.
Excellent class, sir.
Oh, well, I ain't know, man. You know how we do it out here.
Right.
With that, pass the class off to preaching officer Kasiyah.
Shalom, Israel. About to give you the security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 to 21. Malachi 3, 8 to 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. The next upcoming Holy Convocation will be the Feast of Salakia. It will be the memorial blowing of the trumpets, which is September 25th, starting up the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 to 25. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf, and to Google the address every time you come to the school. With that being said, we're going to give the teacher one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amajah, Shabbat, Amajah, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Shabbat.
And with that, what we said was, may the Most High bless you in the name of Christ. Hands down, class dismissed.